Minister, I welcome the regulation in finance, especially when it comes to helping our young people get cars and finance for all vehicles. The Credit Act needs to be amended for transparency so that the central bank information is published with the credit agreement. When you are buying a car and you're given a credit terms that up until now were not properly regulated. This ensures that the interest rate that one is being charged is transparent and that the APR is published in the paperwork. In addition, the personal contract plans will have to be agreed by the central bank before each agreement is sanctioned. I am, however, very surprised that it has taken so long to be enacted, as in February 2020 there were 62,078 cases of PCPs in Ireland, and this showed an increase of 527% since 2014. This is a shocking statistic in an unregulated market. We can see, most of all, when COVID-19 hit, who were the ones that stood alongside us and kept our SMEs going? Who were the ones that came to us and said to us, we'll do what we can to keep you going? The banks that were bailed out by the government, the vulture funds. What happened with our banking system this time round was they said that they would extend the term of loans. But what they'd done was they stopped your payments, but you still had to pay off what you owed within the term of your loan. So they didn't extend the term of your loan. What they actually done was they said they give you a break. They gave you 3 months, they gave you 6 months, but you still had to pay back what you owed them in the term of your loan. And that means when you open back up, you then had to pay higher rates, higher repayments for when you opened. And the only financial institution that stood up for the people, and I speak from the rural area when I'm from myself in County Limerick, were the credit unions. The credit unions, what did they do? They said to their members, come in and talk to us. And the credit unions, which wasn't one of your 5 banks that you named when you were going to help all the business. They weren't named in one of your 5 because I asked for them in the record of the Dáil, and then you said, oh, we're talking to credit unions, but you didn't name them in the 5 banking institutions that were going to help. But they are the only ones that helped. And why? You walk into your credit union and they say, hello, Richard, to you, how are you? You don't walk into your credit union and they say to you, hello, 104567. That's what you're in the banking system now. You're just a number. They've taken away everything from you that is personal. And they're trying to move everything to online. We know with a pandemic, the best way forward is for your banking sector, and they had it. And the banking's had it before, where you knew your manager, you knew the people behind the staff. But now everything has been centralized, and they want everything to be tap this and tap that, press your password, and now nobody in the banking system knows their customers. And you're taking away that from the people that are working within the banking sector. The hierarchy of the banking sector want this, but the people that work in the banks are the ones that do actually the real work on the ground. But our credit unions came to us and said to us, come in and meet us. And they delayed payments, and they said, we'll extend your loan. So you can take a break for 3 months, for 6 months, and we'll restart your loan in 6 months' time. So when you do reopen, your payments are the same. You're not paying the extra interest rates. You don't have to cover your business within the term of the loan. That's what the credit unions all around Ireland done. And what do you do with them? You over-regulate them. And the other thing that the credit unions do for this country is the boards and all the credit unions are volunteers from the locality, from where the credit union is situated. So they know the people all around them. They know who's in trouble. They know who they can try and help. And they do. And plus, they have local knowledge. So you're not a number. You're a person. You're a member of a credit union. And your credit union members are the ones that are volunteers that are on your boards. That's why the credit unions in Ireland should be looked after. That's why they have looked after us. And the banking sector, history shows, every chance they get, they close the door down on you. So, Minister, you should look who has helped the SMEs of this country, who has helped the young people of this country to survive in a pandemic, and who is going to future-proof the SMEs coming out of it. So the banks need to take a leaf out of the credit union books and make sure that our next generations can open their businesses and come locally. We need investments for all our SMEs. 51% of the people in Ireland are employed by SMEs. We've seen the comical things that went on last night with COVID passes into premises. Again, that's fine for a business that has 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 employees. What about the person that has only 1 or 2? And they have to try and employ someone now, which they can't get. Because people are all working at the moment, and the people that are not working probably can't come back to work. Or the people that want to go back to work are not vaccinated because there's no vaccination. But again, it comes back to the people that are making a difference in this country, and that's the self-employed, the SMEs of this country, which employ 51% of the people in Ireland. And who do they go to? The financial institutions, and they should be there to protect them. They should come to the government. They should be there to protect them and future-proof them. And how do we future-proof them? We go to Europe with our cap in hand, and we look for €1 billion, and we get 915 million to restart our economy. And other countries within Europe with the same population as Ireland ask for 10 billion and get 6.3 billion to future-proof the next generations and the SMEs that are in trouble at the moment. So what does that tell you? Maybe the government need to get an education lesson from the SMEs in Ireland and let them know what it's really like to run a business. I'm self-employed all my life. I am very lucky I have great employees, and I consider them friends. And they allow me to come here to fight the case for Limerick. And now that we have a voice that can counteract the bizarre stuff that's going on within government. I have a family that helps run my business, and I'm fortunate to have that, which allows me to come to Dublin and give Limerick's voice, a true voice for self-employed people, for business people, for the same people that elect TDs for generations coming up here thinking they were electing people for the county, they were representing the county, and they come up here and they sign documents and they're told what to do. If they're told what to do, they shouldn't be running for election. The only person that should tell us what to do are the people that elected us. And we do that then to the best of our ability, and that's what I am doing here. As I said, I'm on the road since I'm 15 years of age. I have education of life. I've had hard years, but I've had great people that surrounded me from the financial institutions and SMEs through the hard times, kept my business going when I felt it going. I can't say the same about the government. Only for financial institutions like the credit unions and the other hardware businesses and everyone else, SMEs, that support all local businesses. They're the only reason why the SMEs are still running in this country. And I hope everyone here today listens to this, that as things open up, I want people to remember who looked after you when COVID was here. So support local business. This online business does not come to your local area, it goes to central parts. So just research where you're doing your online, and if you think it's coming to your local area, such as your creameries and things like that, as we've seen creameries close down because they thought they were supporting the local creamery. It went to a central fund outside of the county. So people look after the SMEs, and the SMEs will look after you.